Hi, everyone. Welcome to this podcast today. Thank you so much for joining us. Um, this was initiated by Oman Youth, and we were just thinking this is a season of Lent. Although churches are being shut, most of us are stuck at home. What are we doing in the house? How are we spending our time? So we thought of just making a short podcast about our experience at home. My name is Archana, by the way. I'm living in Muscat. I've been part of aviation industry for about 10 years.
Hey everyone, I'm Esther. I'm in the UK right now and I'm doing my master's in landscape architecture here.
Hi guys, I'm Ellen Gale. You can call me Ellen for short. I'm a petroleum engineer and I work in Oman in an oil and gas company. And I'm quarantined just like the rest of y'all.
Yeah.
But I just want to thank you guys for joining and watching this podcast, and I hope you'll enjoy it.
So yes, that's Archana, Esther, and Eligel on this podcast today. So we were thinking of just sharing our experience on what exactly and how we are spending this time. Well, I'll begin. I've been part of aviation for more than 10 years. So it's been so challenging for me to wake up at odd hours, going to work every single day, trying to do my makeup at 3 a.m., getting that one perfect eyeliner right, and going to work and going to so many destinations, being so jet lagged. Right now, I am really, really enjoying this time at home. I know I have so much time to just sleep, rest. I don't have to keep an alarm. I don't have to do any stressful work. So I'm loving this time. And I guess I've ended up watching a lot of Netflix. So much so that I've become like so lazy right now. And yeah, I do feel a bit lost and not so focused in life. But again, I'm really having a lot of quality time with family members, with all my friends. So that's just been my quarantine time. What about you, Esther?
Oh wow, for me, Archana, this whole thing happened in the middle of so much of chaos. So I was at
Right.
college, we were in the middle of submissions, and then okay, we knew something is happening out there, but like we didn't take it too seriously. And everyone was going about their lives as usual. And then suddenly we are one time at class, and our professor comes in and tells us, guys, you all have to leave the arts tower because one staff has like tested positive. And we're all like,
Oh,
what? And we all had to leave immediately and go home. And that day, that night, I was sick. Another few classmates of mine was sick. Like we
oh
had
my
fever,
God.
so we had to quarantine ourselves. And then after 2 days, when like a lot of us were sick, and then we get the news that India was not going to allow students to come back. So a lot of us had to fly back immediately. And this was all grouper. So we were all like really worried and stressed and
Yeah.
trying to, in spite of being sick, trying to finish our submissions. And finally, like it all goes and we submit. And then there was just so much of peace at the end of it. Like we were like, wow, this is brilliant because we're under, no one can go out, our colleges are closed. And then we all just had so much of free time to do things like we otherwise didn't have time to do. So like I started
Yeah.
reconnecting with my friends back home in India, in Muscat, and then I started spending time with my roommates. We started cooking together. I started watching all these videos by these preachers I couldn't have watched otherwise. Started watching The Mass by Bishop Barron, so beautiful. And then my cousins got worried about me since we thought we were going to head into a lockdown. So they came and they picked
Mm.
me up, and then I get to spend time with their family, have a niece
Yeah,
and a
that's sweet.
nephew, and it's so much of
Oh,
fun with them. So yeah, this time has been a big blessing to me in disguise.
Yeah, that is so sweet. What
yeah,
about
it's
you,
sweet.
Ellingale?
Well, so it's the same. In the beginning, I
Yes.
was really excited about the possibility of working from home because everyone was like, people started working from home, and a lot of other countries had, had sort of initiated the lockdown, but Oman hadn't started anything yet. So I was looking forward to it, thinking like working from home is going to be waking up at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. I switch on my laptop, connect to my email, and then, pretend like I'm online, but continue sleeping till like 1. But nothing
Yeah.
like that happened. So I finally, when they did issue like, official work from home, it was like clearly stated, we expect you to give in normal working hours. We expect you to be available during office hours. So you are required to wake up in the morning, freshen up, do your morning routine, and change your clothes. They specified get out of your pajamas. I mean, I
Wow.
don't blame them, but
OMG.
really.
I think they knew
And then you
you. They
start,
knew what you would do otherwise.
yeah, I know. I'm like, can they
Read
see
your
me?
mind.
Do they have a camera around here? Like, so, so yeah, so it was like, uh, the first day, the first 1 2 days was kind of a struggle because waking up at 7:30 in the morning and not having to leave the house is hard. And considering I put my workstation right besides my bed, so I can literally see my
Yeah.
bed staring at me in the face saying, come back to me. But I have to start working. So, but in a way, it's a blessing in disguise because, having these work hours or being busy with work for about 8 to 9 hours a day kind of keeps you busy and occupied. So,
Yeah.
you don't really get that much time to get bored and lazy. And so being busy is a blessing, but and for the rest of the time I'm also trying my best because you know how during like normal days we keep hoping or asking for no more number of hours. We keep saying, I wish we had more number of hours in a day, or I wish we had more time. And well, we do now, like, because most of our days, at least here, would be work till 5, come home, freshen up, go to church till about like 8:30, 9:30, or like, you get home in time for dinner, and then you prepare your stuff for the next day at work, and then you just crash. Like, you have no time to do anything. But here, after normal working hours, you actually have, enough time. So
Mm.
I've been trying to like literally forcefully put a routine in place where I can, after work, I can get up, I can go down, spend time with my family. I come back up, I try to exercise for about 30 minutes in a day, just for some kind of movement since we can't leave the house. Yay! And
Yeah.
after which I like this is one thing that's a bit funny that me and my family have officially started like, scheduled family prayer time every single day. And
Nice.
growing up, we didn't really have that much discipline with family prayer time. But now it's like it's 7:30, guys. Come, we have to go and say the rosary together, or we have to say the Divine Mercy or the Way of the Cross. Like it's a given. I mean, it's Lent plus we're all at home,
Wow.
so we must make use of
Yes.
this time.
That's
So
beautiful.
yeah, so we have like at least now a family prayer time. And then another thing I've been wanting to do for the longest time is to learn the guitar. And I've had a guitar collecting dust on the side of my bed for ages. So there's this
Mhm.
guy on YouTube who's been giving free classes once a week until
Wow.
for 12 weeks. So he's
Mm-hmm.
making use of this quarantine time, and I'm on week 2. I know how to
And so
play the
are
G
you.
chord, guys.
Yay.
Yay!
Awesome.
So
Kudos to that.
yeah, and
That's
then
awesome, Elingil.
I
Yeah.
know,
Keep it
and then
up.
then
Keep
I
it
wind
up.
up my day.
Yeah.
I wind up my day just like practicing guitar, and then maybe binge
Yeah.
watching Netflix for like an hour,
Only?
and then I
Wow.
sleep.
That's amazing, Elingil. Thank you so much for sharing with us. The thing is, I have not been productive at all. I've just been one of those people who've just been like, oh, there's so much time. What do we do? Okay, let's just watch this movie. Let's catch up on this series and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So I have literally lost focus in life. Like when I
yeah,
was working, I had this routine in my life, right? I used to get up and go to work, and like, of course, in between my work, I used to try and like fit in a short time of prayer or like a divine mercy or like, a rosary or even just like read a book. And
yeah.
I've been at home for like more than 20 days now. Nothing. Nothing. I just can't even get up and like stay focused about one thing. And every day it's like a lot of efforts. But of
Yeah.
course, with all of these things going on, I've become so lazy
Yeah.
and so lazy. I had to be honest out there. It's been so
But it's
challenging for me to even like
understandable.
start
It's
back.
completely
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my prayer life has literally gone to zero, and it's so difficult
Yeah.
for me to actually just sit there and like connect myself and like start a prayer. But no, it's just like so many distractions, and then I'm like, okay, what do I do? But are you guys even facing something like
Yeah,
that?
I
Esther, do
mean,
you
I
have
can.
any
Yeah.
difficulties like that?
Yes,
Yeah,
I relate to everything you're saying. Oh my gosh. So at the starting, I was
yeah,
like full of hope, so much of time. Yay, Jesus, we can spend so much time together. Like I'm gonna say all these prayers and do all these navinas, and this Lent is gonna be awesome.
yeah,
And as the day passes, I'm at my cousin's and I don't have to cook anymore. I don't have homework anymore. And it's like vacations come early.
All this free
And
time.
then,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like just getting up and eating and sleeping and a nice big TV downstairs. So, yeah, the
yeah,
time just started to blur together. And you wake up at 10 and then you have your breakfast and it's 12 and then you have lunch and then it's 4 and it's already time for
Yeah.
dinner. And then the time is just blurring together, and then I didn't realize
Yeah.
what day of the week it was, what was happening. And suddenly I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Lent. Oh my gosh, Holy
Yeah.
Week is coming up in a few days.
Exactly.
And I had not prepared myself at all. I had not
Yeah.
prepared my heart or my mind. It was such a
yeah.
surprise for me when that happened. Yeah. What about you,
I know
Ellen?
what you mean.
Yeah, no, it's the same. My gosh, it's like you're literally telling my story because it's it's very much the same. Like I had a completely different idea at the start of the quarantine, thinking that, wow, okay, this is, the easiest way not to be tempted and the easiest way to be committed and do the right thing during Lent, your fasting and your prayer and your communication with God and stuff like that. And I had all these plans just like you, and but like you said, sometimes having too much time and not being able to manage it properly is literally what uh, pulls you away from all your amazing plans
Yeah,
to communicate with God. So in fact, like I've been using the family prayer time as an excuse to skip personal prayer time, and that's not really
mhm,
been working so well for me because the one thing that I
yeah,
had previously when everything was normal and we used to go to church, even though we were busy constantly throughout the week, we even our weekends were busy in church. Regardless, we should try to find time to just come home and maybe just before going to bed, even if it's 10 minutes, like personal effort to connect with God,
to
you
connect.
know?
Yeah,
And the grace
yeah,
that you feel in that personal prayer time is something that there's definitely a whole lot of grace, with family prayer time as
completely
well.
different. Yeah,
But it's so different when you have your personal prayer time. You even feel like this inner strength to be able to combat literally anything that the next day holds when you have your
yes,
personal prayer time. And
True.
besides, you just
yeah,
constantly feel that favor from God like throughout the day. So that's
yeah,
one thing that I feel like I lack so much in this time. And I really feel
mm,
bad for not making use of time. Like I've been creating a
yeah,
routine for myself, but that routine has not really included
yeah,
personal prayer time with God. So I
yes,
can relate. I was pretty much like shocked that it was Holy Week already, and
yes,
we're already heading towards Monday, Thursday, Good Friday, and like you said, like okay, yeah, we fast every now and then, but I've not been, like really meaningfully fasting during this season, and I have not
mhm,
really processed the fact that like we're already entering into
the
Good
Holy Week.
Friday and we are nearing the end of the Lenten
Yes,
season.
I know.
So
Yes,
I haven't really done that preparation myself, and I'm pretty much in shock that it's
it's already
towards
out
the end
there.
of
Yeah.
Holy Week. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I completely agree with you, Elingil. I feel so unprepared this time because
Yeah.
normally I could always blame my work, but right now, duh, I'm sitting at home and still I am
Yeah.
where I am. I mean, and also it's
Can't
like,
blame anyone anymore.
yeah, and also it's like, although I'm like putting an effort to like watch live masses and listen to certain preachers, but then every time I open my WhatsApp, there's so many messages out there asking us
Yeah.
to pray for a certain intention, or like people are like sharing
Yeah.
something, and I don't even know why. I have absolutely no interest to read anything much. I'm
Yeah,
just like losing my focus. And now when it's already Holy Week, I'm like, oh my God, I didn't do
I need to
anything
get
this
back on
time.
track. Yeah,
I need to get back on track. So I don't know if everyone is in the place where I am, but
same.
for some people like me who are where we are, although we are so unprepared for this Holy Week, but then I feel we can still start over again because God
Yeah,
loves you. End of the day, no matter where you are, no matter what
amen.
you do, God
Yeah,
loves you.
Amen.
So
And he
I
waits
feel,
with open arms.
yes, the most important thing that I'm planning to like have like a quick start for Holy Week would be implementing discipline in my life to begin with, and start with efforts, like even tiny bit of effort to just like say one rosary or like a divine mercy and like read the word of
yeah,
God, and somehow still like meditate on all of these things and prepare myself for the Holy Week. And it's something I know it's last minute, but it's a trial. We can
it's
definitely
right.
still try. Yeah. Ellingale, is there any
Yeah,
other new ways that you want to share with us as to how to prepare yourself
yeah,
last minute for the Holy Week?
yeah, for sure. So keeping in line with what we've been doing these past few years, one, I really want to get back to my personal time of prayer. So I want to be able to, even if it's the last few minutes of the day, I just want to spend some time in like quiet, in silence, with God. And like the things that we've been doing is like, normally during the Holy Week, we would regularly attend Way of the Cross and,
Mm.
like actually prepare for Good Friday and sort of reflect on that. And that's one thing I've missed out this Lenten season. So, as much as possible, until probably Saturday, I just want to stay the way
So
of the cross.
meditate on the Station of Cross.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. Meditate on the stations of the cross. And
Yes.
also another thing is the Passion of Christ movie is something that as tradition we
Yeah.
watch,
Yeah.
every year, maybe on Good Friday or Maundy Thursday or Saturday. So we always watch either the Passion of Christ, or there's this other movie that we used to watch before, Jesus of Nazareth. So, but like that is something that I need to do. I've been already procrastinating now this entire month, but I think
Yes.
it's time for us to actually get back
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
watch it. So
Yes.
these are the
Yes.
things that I'm going to try my best to do in these last few days of
Yeah.
Lent.
Yeah. And Esther, what about you?
For me, something I always used to do for the past Lent, which haven't been able to do for this one, is fasting.
Yeah.
So I always used to like spend some time reflecting, meditating on what I needed to change or get over, like whether it was
Mm.
anger or something else. But this time I
Mm.
really did not have time. First it was like with my submissions, and then with the whole chaos on the quarantine. And so now I think the time has come for me to like sit in quiet and ponder if there's something that
Yeah.
I could sacrifice. Probably since I have not taken charge of my routine, and I've been trying to wake up early for the past few days and like start my day off with mass, but then I just keep pressing the snooze button,
Yeah.
like all of us back in school. So yeah, that's what I've been doing now. So probably I should fast maybe from sleep now, which is my
Yeah.
difficulty. So fasting from sleep, and also something I think all of us are struggling with right now is an overload of social media. Insta with
Mm.
Yeah,
all
like
its
all of
challenges,
everybody.
and yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
Mm.
so hard to like because there's so many people trying to reconnect with you also,
yeah,
that
Mm.
you just get sucked in, and all these games,
yeah,
house party and Scrabble. So yeah, it's just maybe
yeah.
for the last 1 week I thought that
Yeah.
was something I could also
Still
fast from.
try. Yeah.
Yeah,
Try, yeah.
avoid at least for the last,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
That's
hopefully, let's
definitely
see. So
beautiful.
social
Yeah,
media
that's
and
something that we
sleep.
should try. Yes,
yeah.
yes, most importantly. Yes, guys, so that's us. This is our first podcast. By the way, we are not so perfect, I understand, but this is something
It's a
that we
work in
wanted to share
progress.
with you
Yeah,
all, that yes, it's a work in progress. As unprepared that we are, although the Holy Week is approaching, but these are some things that you can try at home. and
Yeah.
prepare yourself for the Holy Week. All right, guys, as you've heard from us about our experiences as to how we are spending our time and how we would be preparing ourselves for this Holy Week, here are some points that you can definitely try: discipline, fasting, and meditating on the Station of Cross. And coming back to the Father's love, that is the most important thing. And thank you so much for joining us today. All right, guys, for each one of you who are watching this podcast today, you got to try this challenge. Esther, what's the challenge?
So this week's challenge is going to be the push-up challenge. So we ask all our
Yes.
viewers to send us fun ways or the best creative ways they can think up to do push-ups.
Okay, you guys need to record yourselves doing at least 3 push-ups, and as Esther said, in the most creative and fun way possible. And you'll need to send these videos to the link which is in the bio, and y'all, or maybe the best or most creative videos, will be featured in our next week's podcast. And just to keep you all motivated and encourage you all to do this challenge, after this, there's a small video of us attempting, and I quote, attempting to do this same challenge.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, I'm gonna attempt the challenge now. I can't do regular push-ups, so I'm gonna try and do 3 easy push-ups. Okay. Okay, let's do this. 1, 2, 3. I hope that counts and I hope it motivates you.
So here's my push-up challenge.
Push-up challenge, take 1.